Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am switching from my summer-ish, spring and summer kind of cover to my fall and winter. In my last video I pulled this and my discs and I said that I would take you along as I switched everything out. So let's go ahead and get into it. I always love this time of year because I don't know, I love fall and I like switching out my planner. I do love this. I went ahead and created some, well, these are my old ones, but I reprinted them because they weren't really that great before. I still have to do the punch and everything, but I love how these turned out. So I'm gonna go in and we're going to get everything going. So my current planner, I'm just gonna take and put to the side because we don't really need that. And then I'm going to, I'm gonna open this guy up so we can start. So I have taken my black hardcover Happy Planner cover and I put these blue but these blue discs on. I just really love the way that the kind of navy works with it. So let's go in. I'm just gonna make sure you guys are in the center, which looks good. And I'm gonna grab my punch just one second here. I am going to try and do these with this whole punch here. That being said, I just want to make sure that they are clear because it seems to be an issue that the pages get stuck in here. So let's hope for the best. You can see that my pages are getting kind of wilted. They've gone through a lot of change this year. All right, so I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take out the things that I am currently using and the things that I'm not using right now, I'm going to leave out for a bit. I'm going to add my mantras and my vision board right to the beginning as usual. There we go. And then I'm going to take all of these first pages here. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take these ones. This is just my 2026 and then my birthdays. It's gonna have my January currently page on there, but that's fine, no big deal. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to take out, in the very back of my planner, I have this little slot that I keep. I think I'm actually gonna put this right on the front here. Okay, and then there's just personal photos on the back that I don't really want to share just because it's not my picture. Well, it's my picture, but it's not me that is in some of them. It's my family, so I want to keep that pretty private. This is my weekly, which I guess I don't need to take this out, but I will. I'm going to take it out just to put away. I'm going to start with my September and then put all of the rest of this in. So that will just take me a minute. So I've got my monthly in here, and then I'm gonna start with these here. So I want them to all pretty much sit higher than the rest. So I made them a little bit short, but I still want them to kind of sit at the top of this page. This one's going to be really hard. I'm going to take a marker and just mark where I want them to go. And then I can hopefully get this to do exactly what I want. Let me just make sure. I kind of feel like this might be a little bit of an issue, but let's go ahead and try it. No, okay, I may have, yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. It did work. It's a little bit off, but that's fine. There we go. So there's my first one. That's going to be my reading section. So I just wanted it to stick up a little bit. All right. So let's go in and pull. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in the new ones and I'm going to leave the old ones out. So I'm going to grab all of my reading pages. Everything is a little bit wonky, but that's fine. So we have our book log, and then we have our our book reading log. We've got our book bingo. We've got our A to Z, and I'm actually just going to take out the what I read in my top 10 books. I'm gonna leave kind of everything else out of here for now. Line these up. Okay, and that's that. And then the next one I'm going to put in is my wellness. So again, I'm just going to, I kind of want these to all sit the same. And I don't think, is this the same? Yeah. I think what I'm going to do I want to put it like this? Yeah. Okay, so I think instead of trying to do that, in case I ruin it, I'm gonna pull out my We Are memory keepers and I'm gonna use that instead because I just find it to be a little less tricky to use, and then I can just go all the way down. I just don't want to risk that again. Oh, looks like this is full. Give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna dump that before it opens and spills everywhere. So I redid these covers because my other ones were looking a little dim. They weren't really in the space I wanted them, and so I cut these out and made them a little bit better. So let's go into our wellness stuff. So like I said, I haven't been using a whole bunch of them, but I put some of my house renovations and that kind of stuff in here, so we'll see. I'm not too worried about it just yet. If I don't end up using it over the next little while, then I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna put my fall bucket list at the front because I want that to be displayed because it is September now and we're gonna try and do some of the things that are on there. Okay, so that is good. And then, oh, I actually have this one for December. This is just a memory making for December, so that will stay in there. The next thing I have is my budget. So again, I'm just gonna make sure that it's, this one's sitting a little higher, but I'm gonna make sure that they're sitting pretty much the same distance. And then we're gonna cut this one as well. Yep. I heard a lot of other people talk about the 3-hole punch from Happy Planner and how it wasn't super great, which is unfortunate, but it just, yeah, it seems to just not, it's almost like it's not sharp enough to cut through more than like a couple pages at a time. I'm gonna go in and try and recut some of these because this one looks like it's getting a little dull too. Okay. There we go. So I changed some of the colors on some of these as well because I don't know. I'm one of those people that get very bored very fast with certain things. So I just wanted to make sure. So I've got some debt trackers, which I can pull over. Actually, I'm gonna put these on after. And then I'm gonna go in September, October, December. So I'm just going to take out a few of the budget pages I have and then my debt trackers, so that will all work that way. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to take out the rest of these budget pages just to put separately. Now, here I've got just my little DIY dollar store cutting board divider. And this one doesn't have to be as high because this is just hiding and putting in all of my challenges. So I'm going to pull out all of my sinking funds and savings challenges and pop those in here. Perfect. So that is all set. I do have one for my savings and then for my debt repayment, but I think I'm actually going to leave that. And then the next thing is the miscellaneous. So this one will be at the beginning again. Just going to make sure that I put that in where I want it and make some marks, and let's cut this one. And I've got one more, just like little piece of debt tracking, and I'll put that in just a second off camera. Ooh, that one was pretty close to the bottom, but that's fine. As long as it's sticking out above the rest of it, that's fine. So that is fine. And then in the miscellaneous one, I have just some pieces of paper. Do I want to put everything in here? I do have this, which I always forget about. So I'm almost thinking I should put it in the front. So let me just stick that there. I've got some extra pages, which I'm gonna just put in here. So I always keep a little bit of different kinds of paper. I've got lots of, I actually have a lot of this graph paper in here. Maybe I'm gonna leave that out. And I've got some of this plain paper, some lined paper, a little bit of everything just in case. And then at the back, some just regular dotted lined paper. And then that's it. Okay. One more thing I forgot is my weekly. So I'm just going to keep that again, like the same length here, or same height, I mean. So let's go in and cut that one, and then we will be able to put everything together. The weather is definitely changing. Oops. It's definitely changing again. I think I woke up this morning and it was like 11 degrees here. For those of you not in Canada, I don't know what that would be in Celsius, but 11 degrees. Or not Celsius, I mean Fahrenheit. We are in Celsius. I don't know what it would be in Fahrenheit, but it's a lot cooler. It's still getting up to like the mid-20s, but not really mid anymore, more like 20. But it's been fairly nice. I'm ready for the change. I'm ready for sweaters and all of that fun stuff, so I'm not upset about it. Okay, so let's go over. I love when it dwindles down to like the end of the year, because then I really get to, like my planner gets really thin and I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here and see if this makes a difference in using it. If it doesn't, then I'll take it out, but I think I like that. In September, I'm gonna go in and go to the 9th, so this week. And that in there. Okay, so let's flip through and then I'm going to kind of show you what I've been doing with my weekly plans. So let me just put this all aside. Okay, so this is the new one. You can see that it is super thin compared to when we first started. So let's go in and open it up. So we've got just our little stencil. Hopefully we'll use it. We've got our mantras and our mood board. Then we have this planner belongs to, and then our little pocket here, which I think I will really enjoy that a little bit more. We've got our monthly starting, so we've got September, and then we've got October, November, December. So all of those are in there. That's good. At the very end, I've got important dates for next year. Then we have our reading section. So this has been working really well. I haven't updated anything from September yet, but I'll get to that. I've got a couple pages in there because I have a reading goal this year and hopefully we can get it. I can definitely update some of these as well. And then our A to Z challenge. And then we've just got September, October, November, and December for what I've read for my little stickers. I have my top 10 that I haven't filled out yet. And then last but not least, we have our 2025 TBR. Some of these, I don't think I've read any of these actually. Actually, I'm reading this one right now. So that one is good. Then we've got our wellness section. And in that we have our fall bucket list. We've got our home master to-do list. And then we've got our seize the days. We've got our move challenge, which is just our steps, and then our daily highlights. And then we have our self-care, which we have a couple of those. And then for December, we have our little bucket list. Perfect. Our budget, I'm gonna quickly flip over this one, but I do want to show you what I did. So what I started to do is I started to kind of give myself an allowance for each thing, well, not each thing, but like take out gas, groceries, and miscellaneous for the month. I'm going to see if this works. If I need to adjust it, obviously I'll adjust it. But then I'm actually going through and I'm going to put my dates and what I spent and see if we can keep track and see like where we're spending and where we can kind of move things around. So I'm excited to start using that. So I'm gonna just have a couple of extras in here. We've got a couple of our debt trackers, and then we go into our sinking funds and our savings. So then we have all of our sinking funds and saving challenges. That's all in there as well, along with the new little sinking fund pages that I made. So then that is that. And then the last but not least, we have our just like miscellaneous, which just has some papers left in here in case I need anything. So I am really loving that. I think this is going to be really good for me for the rest of the year. So now what I'm going to do, if you stuck around, I know this one's going to be a little lengthy, but what I'm doing is instead of using these for my weeklies, I've been using these for meal planning. So I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking of. So each day, I usually only plan from Monday to Friday, just because the weekends can be a little bit crazy. So what I've done is I am going in and I go through and do my dinners. So I'm just going to turn this. So yesterday we had a Tuscan beef pasta. This was actually really good. And then what I'll do here is I will put groceries needed. Okay. And then this way, when I am building out my grocery list for the week, I can look and see what it is that I needed. So for this one, you needed beef, some kind of noodles, beef broth, sun-dried tomatoes, milk, butter, onion, and then spices. So I know it looks like a lot, but for me it's easier because I can check off what I have at home and then I know what I need to make for my grocery list. So for me, this has been working. So I think I'm going to continue to do it this way. I usually do it on like the weekend. I'll set up for the next week, and then that way on Sundays I can go groceries or whatever. And then I'll just put here like grocery shopping. And this has been keeping us, I think this is the 3rd week we've done it, and it seems to really be working because then we're using up things that are in the house as well. This week, all of my meal plan is for like leftovers. So we had some leftover beef and spinach and stuff that needed to be cooked up. Today we're making like a white chicken enchilada-ish kind of dinner. But again, we're using up the tortillas, the chicken, all that stuff. So it's been really working. If you want to see a little bit more of an in-depth tutorial, I can definitely let you know. But yeah, you guys, this is my new setup for the rest of the year for my fall inspired. I'm so excited. And let me know in the comments if you guys like to switch up yours for different seasons. And feel free to like and comment and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And we will see you in our next video. Bye, guys.